Somebody asked me what do I think of Envato Elements, and I had no idea what to tell them because I'd never used it before. I let them down, and I felt like a failure. Never again. Oh. There's no free trial. This is for the people.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Immediately upon logging in, I saw that there was an AI photo generator and got sidetracked.
Yo, oh, look at this dude. I want that on a t-shirt. That'd be freaking dope.
Okay, focus.
AI photos are fun and actually really good, but this site has pretty much everything from AI photos to stock videos to fonts. That's a crazy amount of stuff, so I'm gonna go through every single category and let you know whether it's worth it or not.
First up, stock footage.
5 million? How do they have 5 million stock video? They must not curate them at all. Okay, yeah, they don't, but wow, that's a lot.
The sheer amount of stock footage on this site was absolutely incredible. I have never seen a website with this many assets, but with this many assets, you do have a lack of quality. It's sort of inevitable.
One of the things that's actually really hard for me to find, but I use a lot, is footage of video editors and video editing software. And I want it to be in 4K. I have definitely seen a lot of this footage on other sites like Motion Array, which isn't a huge surprise, but there's definitely more here. Yeah, why do we have this shot of this guy's hairy knee?
Aside from certain shots that were less than desirable, I was pretty impressed with the stock footage. Actually, I was really impressed with the stock footage. There is an absolute ton of it on there, and while it's not the most heavily curated thing in the world, it's definitely just fine and pretty good, most of the shots, for most applications. Next up was templates.
I don't use video templates, but we're gonna check it out anyway. It's not that I hate it, it's just not my style. If it's your style, that's cool. No, I don't mean to offend, but I don't use video templates. They've got some cool effects in here though. Lockdown stabilization, that's cool. That kind of exploded in popularity a little while back. Green screen replacement, I might actually use this stuff. I might actually use it. Of course, they've got a ton of LUTs too. S-Log. You don't always find LUTs for converting a log color profile, and they have a bunch of those. That's dope. I can't wait to try that out. What are graphic templates?
This is where I started to get out of my depth.
Neon sign. Well, that's pretty cool. Girls only. Get out of here. Get out of here. What is this? It's a website thingamajig, thingamajig. I suddenly realize how little I know about graphic design. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Okay, now this is more my thing. I would never, ever use any of these thumbnail templates. Thumbnail templates are stupid, especially nowadays, but the cover art, that's cool. That could be helpful for a lot of people.
They've also got a bajillion presentation templates, which made me think
these will actually probably come in handy next time I put together like a content proposal for my video production business. This is dope. This is cool.
At that point, I was starting to get a little excited. It really seemed like Envato could do no wrong. That was until I got to the music and sound effects.
Oh my gosh, this is not good at all. This is one of the most popular songs on the site. It sounds awful. It sounds so like, just copyright free. This is terrible. Not to mention there's this watermark over it while I'm browsing. What is going on? I have a subscription. Why is there a watermark playing?
I listened and I listened and I listened, and I did not find a single piece of music that I would use in my videos. It was that bad.
Is this stuff actually copyright free? Because that would make sense. How do you clear it? Oh, what a nightmare. Envato gives you a license to use them in the video, but to clear, you actually have to upload the video to YouTube, wait for a claim to come onto it, and then go through the whole like 4-step process of submitting your license to YouTube and contesting the claim. And I would absolutely never use this. This is horrible. We have to see what's up with the sound effects though.
The sound effects ended up being just fine, but it really irritated me that they had an audio watermark playing over every single one. Even though I have a paid subscription, I still heard Audio Jungle all the time. It was ridiculously annoying, and you would be so much better off going with something like Epidemic Sound or Artlist, just a different service entirely when it comes to music and sound effects. I guess Envato would do in a pinch here, but really don't get in a pinch.
You know what's funny? Stock photos. Does anyone use stock photos? Envato has about 10 million of them. That's a lot.
The photos were very much like the stock videos, where there would be some that were of high quality, that were good, and then just a ton that were terrible.
It isn't looking great for the site at the moment.
At that point, I'd been through almost all of the categories. Only graphics and fonts remained.
Okay, now we're talking. I've never seen this many pre-made elements. These would be great for like YouTube talking head type videos where you pop one up on the screen, something like that. 46,000 icon collections. And most of them have way more than one. They're like 50 icons. That's hundreds of thousands of icons. I wonder. Nice.
There was one more asset category to go, and that was fonts.
Fonts are a weird category. I've never reviewed fonts before. These look pretty great. I love that they have a more designed thumbnail to show off what the font looks like, because that kind of shows you the potential of it in my own productions. That's cool. I like that a lot. I'm a smidget of a font nerd. I have way too many fonts downloaded, and I really need to stick with a couple that I like and keep consistency, but now I'm going down a whole rabbit hole. We're going to be downloading a lot of fonts. My brain. I've just looked at so much stuff. Most of it is actually pretty good, which is impressive. And there's even more stuff like web templates and 3D models that I'm not going to go in depth on because I don't know anything about that stuff, but they look pretty good. And most of the stuff, the graphics, the templates, and the stock footage, all of that is really good. And there's just so much of it that it is the most impressive library of these assets that I've ever used. That's saying a lot. Now, the music and the sound effects, yes, you're definitely going to want to go somewhere else. But overall, I'm really impressed with Envato Elements here.
But what about budget? Envato Elements costs either $39 per month if you pay on a month-to-month basis, or $16.50 per month if you pay on an annual or yearly basis. That is a huge difference, but it's up to you to decide whether it's going to be something that you definitely are going to use for an entire year, or if you just want to try it out for a month. Personally, I went with the monthly plan, but I'm actually kind of starting to regret it because there is a very high chance that Envato Elements will be a part of my editing workflow going forward. When it comes to music, you definitely have to look elsewhere though, which is why you should check out this video where I go over and break down my top options for music and sound effects here in 2024.